Hi, I'm Jeff, Chef Jeff, and welcome to video number 3 of Fancy Pants Pastry. This guy right here. We're going to get into the cooking real soon, but I want to cover one other thing for you. Ingredients. Now you have to remember, what I'm going to be teaching you are elaborate pastries, wonderful desserts. These are not things you're going to be eating every night. So don't get all upriled about how rich it is and how fattening it is. Maybe once a week, once a month you might eat something like this. So when you put something like this together, use the best ingredients you can, because let me be honest with you, when you put things together with margarine and with imitation vanilla, they taste like crap. You want really good ingredients, and you don't have to spend a lot of money, maybe on a couple of things. The number one ingredient that you want to spend a little money on is vanilla. I happen to get it by the economy size. But you can go to Home Goods or places like this. You can buy 8 ounces of vanilla, really good vanilla, Madagascar vanilla, and it's made with a little bourbon. The bourbon is okay even for alcoholics. I know I use it. And 8 ounces will run you approximately $9. Now if you go into Stop and Shop or a store like that, you try to buy 8 ounces of a really good vanilla, you're going to be paying $20, $25. You go into Williams-Sonoma, it's going to be even more. Do not buy, ever buy imitation vanilla. It's made with something called vanillin, which is a chemical. It comes from the bark of a tree. It's not even vanilla, and it makes your stuff taste like junk. So don't ever use imitation vanilla. Always use the best vanilla you possibly can. It can make or break your desserts. Butter. Don't use margarine. Use butter. Again, you're not eating this all the time, and if you are, then maybe you want to rethink it. But this is just every once in a while. So use unsalted butter. You can always add salt. You can add your own seasonings. But if you use salted butter, you can't get the salt out, and many times it's overly salty. So use an unsalted butter. It doesn't have to be very expensive. Cream. Very important part of a lot of desserts. Use a heavy whipping cream. You can get it from like this is Stop and Shop. You better get it from Private Dairy. This is ultra pasteurized, which means it's burned twice, overheated twice. So it has a little bit of a burned flavoring for someone who has an experienced palate. You can go to a dairy and get single pasteurization. You can get 40% butterfat cream, which is very, very rich, which I use many times myself. But for most of the ordinary desserts, just get heavy whipping cream. Don't buy whipping cream, buy heavy cream. There's a difference. Your thickener, cornstarch. Nice, plain, simple. This is 50 cents. You don't have to buy expensive tapiocas and things like that. Plain old cornstarch. Gelatins, Knox gelatin. Buy 4 of them. I think at Walmart it's $1.25 now. 4 of them. Extracts. Vanilla you want to spend the money on. Other extracts you don't have to be that particular with. Especially if you're doing an orange cake or things like this. You're going to be putting real orange in there anyways, orange zest and orange juice. So you may want to add just a little bit of a bang of orange flavoring. You can just use an orange extract. It can be a real inexpensive one. Chocolates. Chocolates are a whole theme in their own right. If you want to go overboard, you can buy something like Valrhona chocolate, which I use an awful lot of. It's very expensive, and there's a big difference in chocolates. Most people can't tell the difference. Maybe 30% of the people eating the desserts will know the difference between a really good chocolate and not so good chocolate. Most of the desserts I make are just with an ordinary average chocolate. These come in quite handy. These and the ones by Ghirardelli. I'm sure everyone knows what these are. You melt them down. You use these for ganaches, which is basically a chocolate sauce. Powdered sugar. Cheap powdered sugar is 75 cents for 2 pounds. Don't buy anything expensive unless I tell you to. Flour. Plain old gold medal. You buy the flour on sale. Buy regular flour, unbleached if you can. The difference in the flour is the milling in between expensive flours and cut rate flours and how fine it's been milled. You can sift it yourself if you need to make it finer. So don't worry about that. But if you can get it like on sale for gold medal, you can get this for $1.25 for unbleached flour. That's all you need. Cocoa. You can use a Hershey's cocoa. You can use Nestle's cocoa. I use a Scharfenberger cocoa, which is a unprocessed Dutch cocoa. It doesn't have as much of a bite to it. Again, most people won't really tell the difference in the cocoa. That's materials. 3 other things you're going to need in the kitchen. Parchment paper. This is specially made paper for baking. Pull it out, cut it to fit your pans. Do a lot of cakes and cookies with it. If it's a slip paper, it's invaluable. Always have parchment paper. Don't buy the expensive stuff. This is Reynolds. I usually get a coupon for it and brings it like a $1 coupon. And at Walmart, this is $2.29 with $1 off. It's $1.29 for 30 feet of parchment paper. Wax paper you need, again for slip paper, under cookies, under some tarts. There's all different things you might use wax paper for, and I'll explain that in these series of videos. This is real cheap. This is 75 cents. Aluminum foil. I buy it at Price Right, which is a cut-rate supermarket around here. This is actually better than Reynolds. Reynolds runs $6.99 for 200 feet. This is $2.29 for 200 feet, and this is a better product than Reynolds. So shop around. You have to know where to buy, but don't spend a lot of money. All right, that pretty much covers ingredients for right now. Again, your number one ingredient you want to have good ingredient is vanilla. So shop around, look for where you can get it. Go to a higher end food store. Try to avoid the specialty stores because they're too expensive. But look around, you can get some good deals on it. I buy it again in a large quantity. I always keep at least 20 ounces of good vanilla because I use a lot of it. And it will make or break your dessert, trust me. And again, butter is your second most important ingredient. Use unsalted butter. You're not going to be using that much and it's not going to raise your cholesterol, so don't get worried about it, okay? That pretty much covers that. Next video we're going to be getting into some actual cooking. Alright, so that should do it. And again, bon appetit.